one we did when we did the practical. So we should see the vascular bundles in a distinct ring. So in my head, D for dicot, D for ring. And it goes alphabetically in that phloem is near the edge and xylem is inside. So if we match it up, dermal, we have our ground. This whole little thing is your vascular bundle. And this is phloem and this is xylem. And just for completeness, the line between both is your meristematic tissue. And mitosis happens at meristems. Ooh, it's got very bright in here now. So in terms of our highlighter, we are going green for our dermal around the outside. We are going yellow for our ground on the inside, so your colouring in may be better than mine. I'm just going to do it very roughly. And blue for our vascular tissue. So this is our vascular bundle. Again, the phloem is on the outside. The xylem is always faced inward. This is dermal. This is ground. So we color coordinate. So green for dermal. So what's the difference between the two sections? So one person you're going to have to... So the difference is in the vascular bundles, and what's the kind of arrangement difference?
The monocot one is in a ring.
It's not in a ring. So in my head, M for monocot, M for messy. So the language that they like you to use for these is that it is scattered. Your vascular bundles are scattered. So as I say, M for monocot, M for messy. So for your transverse section, when it asks you how do you know it's a dicot stem, we're saying that your vascular bundle, so I'm just going to write it as VB in a distinct ring. And for your monocots, how do we know that it is a monocot? Is your vascular bundles are scattered in the ground tissue. And as I say, I use M for monocot and M for messy in my head, and that's how I remember it. And D for dicot, D for distinct. Now I'm going to give you an LS section for your dicot stem, and then we just have one other little diagram to do today, so we should get that in plenty of time. So do you have any questions on that? So it's the exact same diagram top and bottom, it's just the arrangement of your vascular bundles is different. So at the bottom of page 159, there's a tiny gap at the bottom of the page that you can put in. You can turn your page sideways and you can write in your LS section of your dicot. So is everyone happy if I change my share? Yeah, I got a lot of nodding heads. So this is just going to go sideways at the bottom of page 140. So we just draw our dermal. We have a little bit of ground and we go like so. 3. So I'm going to color code it first for you, and then that will make it easier to see. So this is our dermal. This is our ground. So this is cutting the stem top to bottom. And in here is our vascular. So we've said the phloem always fits the outside, always faces toward the edge. So this is your vascular bundle. This is dermal. And this would be ground. And as I say, the most common thing that they ask is, they will ask for, I can do this, is the transverse section. So it's usually those are the two, but you guys are good, so just to be aware that they could ask you a longitudinal section question.
Which one is that for? Is that for the dicot or the monocot?
The dicot, so I think it's page 159 where you've drawn your dicot at the bottom of the page. There's just a little gap at the bottom of the page and you can just stick this one in there. Is that okay? I'm not sure which sister. I think it was Sarah, but...
Yeah, that's fine.
It was Jill. Sorry, Jill. And just the last, on the page 160, the last little diagram is just a really simplified diagram of our leaf. So it's just a transverse section of the leaf, and we drew it 2 days ago in the real complicated one where we had all the rectangles on the top. So we're now just going to simplify it big time. Ooh. So all we're showing in this is where are the tissues. So it is literally just colors. We're not mentioning lower and upper epidermis. We're not mentioning stomata. We aren't mentioning palisade cells, spongy mesophils. We are just now coloring in and representing what is dermal, what is vascular, and what is ground. So following with our color coding, yellow is going to be ground. Blue is going to be here, and if you want to label it, so this would divide in 2, and this is your X and this is your P. So this is our dermal tissue in green, dermal here, yellow is our ground, this is our vascular bundle, and the X is the xylem and the P is the phloem. And that is the end of our lesson. So you are 2022, general channel. So I can't see the assignment. I think there are some homework questions. So you just take pictures of your notes, update your class notes section. There might be a couple of leaving cert questions for you to answer. So there is if there is a class notebook page attached to it, then they go in there. And if you have any questions or queries, you get in touch. So are you as happy as you can be? Delighted. So I'm going to stop the recording of